Oh, fancy music. Why you no play? Yeah, I'm on stream. Let me know I'm live. Pretty please. Pretty please with the cherry on top. There we go. Thank you. Alright, hey everybody. I am Argick, and welcome to Sonic Adventure DX. Hopefully you guys can hear me, you can see me, and everything sounds good. Do let me know in the chat if it's not. I can tweak things on the fly, preferably before we start the run here. So that is fine, that's all running. I apologize in advance for the lovely black bars top and bottom of the screen there. Sonic refuses to get in the box. He is not good at getting in the box, and he's really not good at staying in the world either. You'll find out when we do this run here. Also, as Sven was saying there is a incentive going right now for Big the Cat. If $100 is met during this run, I will run Big the Cat story at the end. We can go fishing. It's entirely up to you if you want us to go fishing or not, so do get your donations in. It does help everybody that's trying to go over to SGDQ to run their game, and we do appreciate everything. So, without further ado, I'm going to pop out this chat. Apologies for the music. The game does not like it when I am out of the window. RIP SADX. Yo, hey Dage, hey Sid. And if we get ready, so here we go. It's a blue Mario game, really? Right, so we're just going to begin this run now. It is going to be awesome. Hopefully I'll get everything out to you guys. But here we go in 3, 2, 1, and we're going to start. So the game starts off thick and fast here. We're going to jump into our first boss fight, Chaos Zero. This boss fight is entirely manipulated. What we're going to do here, after we hit him the first time, we jump backwards back to the starting area to force him to pop up. After the second hit here, oh, I took a hit too early. You actually want to take a hit on him, but I took it a little too early, unfortunately. So the third hit here, we're going to jump over, make sure he gets off these poles fairly quickly, and we get ourselves a nice hit there. And it finishes, that's a 17. That's a bad Chaos 1, or Chaos 0, sorry. But not to worry, we're going to jump into Emerald Coast, our first action stage of the run, making sure we're in free camera. Throughout the run, you will see me switching between camera modes. It just changes the way the camera works within the game. I will try and explain each switch as and when I do it. We have the next switch coming up here, which will allow me to do a little island hop if it works as intended. So we're going to jump up here, we're going to do a spin dash jump, missing a lot of the level, and hitting a wonderful boost pad that takes us over to the whales. So the main movement tech you're seeing at the moment here is I'm chaining spin dashes together. Thank you, whale, love you. Unfortunately, sometimes that happens, but Sonic, while chain spin dashing, is moving at a higher speed than he would be if you just spin dash normally. The only exception to this is if you're going downhill. If you're going downhill, you want to make sure you just do one spin dash and make sure you maintain, excuse me game, come on. We'll just make sure we can spin dash up here and in the hole. Bad Emerald Coast, bad. So this would be a reset in a normal run, but since this is a marathon, that's not going to happen. We want to keep this marathon on schedule. But what that does for us is make this Emerald Coast a little bit bad. We're jumping over some invisible walls there, which you'll find a lot of them in this game, but we do take advantage of them a few times. And we're just going to stop all momentum in midair, landing on that rock, because it is actually faster. And a quick switch to free camera at the end of Emerald Coast here, simply because I do hub movement in free cam. It's just something I've got used to, it's personal preference. If you can learn it in auto camera and you want to run it in auto camera, go for it, man. Whatever works for you. So what we do for hub world movement is we move as fast as we can from A to B. In this case, we're going to the Mystic Ruins to run into our first Robotnik boss fight, or in this case, Eggman. Mr. Egg Hornet himself, where we are going to try and obtain a one cycle on the boss. It's exactly what it sounds like. We are normally need to wait for 3 missile salvos after each of his hits, but we are going to do it after the first missile salvo if we get, well, if the game decides not to lag out on me, but we'll see what happens. So you can see my chain spin dashing here happening. It allows me to keep some very nice speed going on. I'm going to come out here, make sure I get in position for this. And then spin dash and just homing attack this guy until he's dead. If you keep homing attack him, he will not get up. You can get all 3 hits on him, and it's a very, very quick boss. Very happy that that happened. Sometimes if you hit him too early and you have certain voice files enabled, the game itself will just decide, you know what? No, we're lagging out. It'll drop some of your inputs and it'll allow him to get back up, causing you to miss the one cycle. So here we have the Windstone. We need this to get into Windy Valley. And Windy Valley is just in this cave. Not a bad key throw there. And Windy Valley is the first time where we get to see Sonic breaking through the world. So once we get ourselves over here, we got this little corner in the wall here. We are quite literally just going to spin dash through it because reasons. I'm going to do a spin dash jump. Spin dash jump is just where you take a spin dash and you jump out of it. It allows you to take your horizontal momentum over into a jump, allowing you to do long jumps effectively. And it allows us to skip a lot of the first act here. Oh, well done, Tornado. Let's see if we can get trampoline skip here. I've not been... Oh, wow, this is bad. I've not been getting much luck with trampoline skip right now. If you spin onto these dash pads and then hopefully... Oh, that's not good. We shall take the trampoline of shame. You can skip the trampoline by homing attack through the bridge onto the spring. Unfortunately, not happening this time. We decided to go too far over. Quick restart here just to make you fall faster. And then we're just going to spin dash, not chain, just spin dash down the hill normally here. Get a nice jump over towards the rocket. Tails, don't steal my rocket. Thank you very much. Grab the checkpoint for safety. In a marathon, always go with the safe strats. Last thing you want is to have yourself a death that could cost you about a minute if you're not careful. We're going to take this, we're going to run. We're going to use these springs, and what we're going to do is we're going to do a spin dash off this little circle. So this little circle here, do a spin dash just off the edge, nonchalantly skipping the level there because why not? Spin dash down here, and take a leap of faith to the end of the level. So we are being careful here to dodge some kill planes, and we're aiming to land on the platform with the emerald. There you go. A 151. Yeesh. My averages are about 130 on that one, unfortunately. But that is Windy Valley complete. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take Windy Valley. I'm going to switch to free camera for the game lets me. Thank you. Not fall down the Chow area. Or where the silver egg is. Or is that the golden egg? I can't remember. There's one of the Chow eggs down there. But you don't want to go down that area. Where we do want to go is we want to go down the sewer. Because that is where our Lightspeed shoes are. So just slightly... Oh, there's the man. Don't go near the man. We're going to come down here with the camera being terrible for us, but allowing us to get into the area with a Lightspeed dash here. We don't actually use it that often, unfortunately. What we're going to do is we're just going to take this and we're going to do a spin dash jump off the stairs. And the reason that works is because if you spin dash jump from a slope, you maintain the angle of that slope that you jump off. You're going to see a very good example of this here going into Casinopolis. For those of you who played this game before, you'll know that we need to hit the button. But instead of using the Lightspeed dash, we're going to use these stairs, do a spin dash jump, but I didn't get a jump unfortunately. So spin dash jump to gain the height and the distance needed to hit the button and get into Casinopolis without using the upgrade we just obtained. Oh, that was bad. We're going to restart on that one. Thank you very much. What we're doing here is we're going out of bounds and then landing on the underside here, using the angle of the coins to go around an invisible wall and grabbing the Chaos Emerald. What's supposed to happen there is you're supposed to go through the casino and gather 400 rings. Usually that means going down into the underside of the casino and running that gauntlet twice. Instead, we can use out of bounds and a little bit of spin dash jumping to get us straight through the invisible barriers. It's wonderful. We're going to grab the ice key here after meeting Cream. Now the ice key takes us into Ice Cap. One of the more fond stages that everybody seems to remember. And we are going to jump in into the newly opened cavern. Hopefully the rocks are favorable today. You can jump on those rocks and end up stuck in a gap, which is unfortunate. You don't want to do that. I'm just going to wait for the key here. And while this is going to, I'm going to explain... Actually, I can't explain it right now because that was a good throw. Dang it. The joys of having a good throw and being able to not do an explanation. Anyway, so hit the level entry there. We're going to jump away here. So for Act 1, we're going to use the advantage of the level terrain to spin dash jump over to the end and skip it. For Act 2 here, we are going to switch into auto camera, charge a spin dash, jump, and homing attack right through the door because it's not solid. There's a bit of a pattern here in terms of SADX, and that is the game is like a jigsaw. There are puzzles that go together, and if you can find one of those edges of the puzzles, you can generally go through them. So what we've just done here for Act 3 is we're skipping the entire snowboarding section by falling down basically we're falling through the mountain right now. You'll see it on my left hand side loading in. You don't want to hit that if you can help. If you can help it. You can go down and land there. If you land there, that's not a problem. You then just have to run down to the bottom of the level, which it's not that fast. You want to just keep falling if we can. We are using the background as an advantage before it disappeared, like giving you the direction of where you're trying to go. We are also avoiding kill planes. This is not just a straight fall. If you try and straight fall, you will hit kill planes and you will die. And if you die here, you get reset back to the start and are forced to do the snowboarding section. Instead, we just fall down the bottom here, and that's it. Ice cap completed. Fantastic little stage to do that. When, like, it was one of my favorite things to see when I first was watching people run this game. And now what we're doing is we're going to head towards Knuckles, because everybody loves a good bit of Knuckles. Hello, Knuckles. So this is our first character fight. The only thing you need to worry about on character fights is that you don't get what is known as a phantom hit. A phantom hit is where you hit a character right when their invincibility frames run out. They gain another set of invincibility frames, but they don't actually take damage. So that's the only thing you need to worry about for them. However, now we have Chaos 4. Now we tried to manipulate Chaos 4, and the way he works is that he will move 3 times, do an attack, move another 3 times, and then pop his head up. Except from the very last hit, where he will move a total of 9 times before actually popping his head up. Now what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to maintain a proper distance away from Chaos to make him use that tail swipe attack, where he summons the wave and send it over to us. So I'm listening carefully. That's him moved once, he's moved twice, and he did a wave, which is nice. What we're trying to avoid here is an attack where he'll split himself into 4 blue balls. We don't want that attack to happen because that wastes a good 7 or 8 seconds. So again, the camera will always try to go back onto Chaos, but we're trying to, well, basically we're trying to make sure that doesn't happen. There he does a splash attack, which is the best attack that he can do. So wait for him to pop his little head up there. Now on this last hit here, as I said, he will move 3 times, pop his head, pop up for an attack, move again, pop up for an attack, move a 3rd time, pop up for an attack. So that's 1 splash attack. That's 2 splash attacks. Can we get a 3rd splash attack? And we got 3 splash attacks. Fantastic Chaos. No blue balls is wonderful for a marathon run. There we go. And that's Chaos done. So we are going to head over towards Tails' workshop now, as Tails' workshop is the entrance to Skydeck. Sorry, not Skydeck, Sky Chase. Sky Chase Act 1. We're a little early for Skydeck. And today I'm going to just sit in the top right corner here, because that is the safe corner that you can go in. And I'm going to just try and explain some of the mechanics that I haven't quite managed to get round to yet. The main one is that if you see Sonic floating in midair after a jump for approximately a second, that is known as a hover. You can use hovers pretty much every time you jump, and they allow you to get a little bit more distance or a little bit more height. The problem is you've got to make sure that you actually land on solid ground before you get hovers again. If you don't get that, then you'll try and do a hover and you'll fail and you'll just have normal gravity, which is not good. So you've got to be really careful with that. But as you've seen, the main forms of movement tech are spin dash jumping, spin dash chaining, and using slopes to your advantage. After these stages, you're going to see a lot more of these slopes, especially on Red Mountain and Sky Chase, so keep an eye out for those. As Ludendi is saying in chat there, we do have a donation incentive going on right now for Big the Cat story. I believe it's $100 to meet that, and Big the Cat is a very unique story as we go fishing. We go fishing with Big the Cat. Everybody loves a bit of Big. Also, we have changed the music here. This is Sky Road from Sonic Lost World. The sound files in this game are just WAV files. If you find the appropriate file, you can change it to whatever you want. Unfortunately, this is just a little auto-scroller, so there's not a lot to talk about at the moment. We literally don't have to do anything, we just have to wait for the stage to end. I like doing some barrel rolls here. Sorry if the camera makes you sick. Whee! It's the closest you get to barrel rolls in this game. I'm gonna put that fan back on. Oh, it's really warm with these lights going on. That's a nice breeze. So yeah, Eggman fires the egg carrier's giant laser at us, and that is the end of Sky Chase 1. We will come back to this stage after another 3 action stages. We will come back for Sky Chase Act 2 and get our revenge. So we need to head towards Twinkle Park and Amy, but before we do that, we're going to go grab a power-up in this room. The Lightspeed Dash has these little orbs that float around you. They can interact with objects. They have their own hitbox. So you use that hitbox to open this door from the outside and grab the crystal ring. The crystal ring allows us to charge up the Lightspeed Dash faster. It effectively halves the time it takes to charge. We use that a grand total of 5 times in the run, I believe. We use that not for the Lightspeed Dash itself, but for the Lightspeed attack, which we'll see once we get towards Red Mountain. So at Twinkle Park here, we've got the start of this, where we do Twinkle Circuit, and we get hit in the dodgems, the bumper cars, by that lovely little monkey. And we're going to try and line up for Track Skip, where we skip a little bit of the track by bouncing off this side here, and using the camera angle to get us down here. Oh no, we got hit. We're going to die. Oh, we didn't die. That's close. So normally if you get hit by the monkeys there, you don't have enough speed to make the jump. Thankfully, the game has been nice to us today. Losing the rings is a little bit of a problem because you lose max speed. The max speed of these carts is based entirely on how many rings you have. For every 10 rings you gain, your top speed increases. It caps out at 90 because 99 rings is not 100, and it doesn't give you that last speed boost. Now what we're going to do at the end of this is we're going to try something called Roller Coaster Skip, where we skip the auto-scrolling section, we skip the cutscene with the roller coaster. Let's see if we can get this right now. What we're going to try and do is a homing attack. There we go. Okay, it's wait. There we go. So now we're going to use the slopes in Twinkle Park here to navigate our way to the end of the stage, allowing us to finish the stage in the same time it would take that little animation to finish. So that's a really good Twinkle Park for me. That's using the slopes of the roof along with spin dash jumps to get to the end of the stage really fast.
Welcome to Twinkle Park.
That successfully happened in a marathon. Woohoo! So that is our keycard to Speed Highway. However, instead of using that, we are going to go into Knuckles' entrance, which is this back door. We're going to use this pillar and just spin dash through the wall. No, literally through the wall, please, Sonic. There we go. And into Speed Highway. Going to make sure we're in auto camera for this stage, as it's an easier stage to do in auto camera. What we're going to do is we're going to use these roofs here to skip a giant portion of the level by doing a spin dash jump over to the helipad section, getting over the fence, and getting to the rocket. So whatever you do, do not spin dash on this loop. It is a bad thing to do. The game does not like it, and it will kill you if you try and do so. And in less than 35 seconds, that is Act 1 already completed. Now for probably the least broken section of the game. I say least broken because there's not really a way to break it other than noticing that the collision is not quite accurate on these little boxes that are supposed to be stopping you. But yes, this game is indeed beyond broken. Walls are but merely suggestions in this game. So Act 3 here. People will know this from hunting for emerald pieces with Knuckles. Sonic, he doesn't care. He's just coming through the buildings and heading towards the end of the stage in a very solid 1 minute 12.
Yes! Yes, it's okay!
So now, once again, we're going to head back into the hub world. We now need to head over to Casinoopolis again, because that is where the cutscene trigger is. But what we're going to do is we are going to take advantage of the fact that walls do not exist. Now, what's special about that is that you have to make sure you jump inside the loading zone where the train station is. If you do not do that, you will softlock. Please do not do that. It's not a good thing. So that allows us to effectively skip going through the hotel to the casino area. It's a little optimal time save, but it's really, really cool. So now we're going to head over to Red Mountain. And this is where we're going to use our first homing attack. Well, not homing attack, sorry. We've had loads of homing attacks. Our first light speed attack. Because we're going to grab the ancient light power up. I almost killed myself. I almost killed myself by missing the power up. That would have been special. So again, that charges that up significantly faster thanks to the power of the crystal ring. You have to kill the Kiki there or the loading trigger for Red Mountain is not there. It is possible to get behind the gate, but if that monkey's still alive, you ain't going anywhere, buddy. So Red Mountain here, we are going to just take this spring. There is a special method of getting up here faster, but I'm not consistent at it yet, unfortunately. Dage is an excellent runner at this. He can most certainly do it, and hopefully you will see that tomorrow in action. But what we're going to do now is we're going to take advantage of some slopes, namely this mountain, allowing us to just, yeah. Here comes some spin dash jumps using the level geometry. Instead of climbing the mountain as intended, we're going straight into Act 2, completely avoiding the need to climb up, and we're just going to head straight towards the inside of the volcano. It's that amazing. So we're going to make ourselves a makeshift ramp here using this platform of lava. Do a spin dash jump off it up to this platform. Use this section of level geometry to do the same. Just making that no more. Then spin dash charging, getting hit by the fire because reasons. Missing the hammers, climbing up to the rocket, and landing on the capsule. Woohoo! 1:11, not a great time, but you know what? I'm happy with it. We're alive. That's the main thing. And this takes us into Sky Chase Act 2. So again, I'm just going to sit in the top top right-hand corner here. Any of the corners work in general. You can just pick whichever one you want. You've got no problem with that. The difference at this stage is at the end, we actually have a mini boss fight coming up. So there's nothing really to worry about until you get to that point. So if you guys got any questions or any donations right now, now is a great time for them. It's a lovely little, about a 3-minute auto-scroller at this point. You can shoot things. You have the cannons there. You also have the missiles, but with the reticle being in the top corner, we're not really going to get anything. You can see me blowing up some of the mines in the distance there. If only this did damage to the egg carrier, but it doesn't. Again, just gotta dance at this one. There's nothing else but dancing. Also, I will ask how many of you guys are hyped for Sonic Mania now that we know it's coming out in August. It's going to be a great week. Well, a great week. It's going to be a great month. It's going to be a great month for Sonic fans. Sonic Mania coming out. Little level transition here. Tails showing off his mechanical prowess as always. Look at me, I made a tornado and I can make it transform. Why is Skyroad music so amazing? It just is. It just is. Fun fact, I tried to put Doomsday Zone here because Doomsday Zone is one of my favorite themes in any Sonic game. Unfortunately, the noise of the plane is actually built in to one of the audio cab files that you cannot remove, and it was drowning out Doomsday. I was a very sad person when I found that out. I swear, this piece of hair, this one little piece of hair is getting on my nerves. Stop it. Because the fan is on. I need the fan to be cool, yet it blows in the face. Also, don't forget, guys, coming up after this run, we have Sonic CD by Final Flame and Flying Fox. They are having a race, and there is a bid war going on for the Japanese or US soundtrack. I am Team Japan. Please vote for the Japanese soundtrack. It is the better of the soundtracks. So we are coming up to the end of the stage here where we've got this little boss fight that we're going to have to do. As you can see, the tornado is relatively unscathed, which is great. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hold the fire button so we can lock on to the 6 mine launchers that are on the front of the nose. And then we're just going to spam the shoot buttons until he's about at half health. Because once he's at half health, you fired enough bullets to kill him. So just stand there, firing away. His laser does no damage, by the way. And that's it. Sorted. Nice, simple little boss. And that is that. All sorted. Nicely done. Wow. So we're going to head down towards this area where we have a wonderful cutscene of the egg carrier changing. This beautiful in-game model of the egg carrier changing. Unfortunately, you can't skip this. If you try and skip that, the game will pause. I don't know why they've done this. It's just something they decided to do. So we are going to jump into Skydeck now. Hopefully, we get a decent Skydeck. Let's hope we get for good luck here. Good luck and good skill. Come on, Ark, you can do this. So Skydeck is one of the more infamous stages of the game. It's where a lot of runs come to die, unfortunately. But hopefully this doesn't happen to us. I'm going to take all the safety checkpoints just to make sure that we don't get any problems. So all these little platforms that you're supposed to wait for things to take you over to, we completely ignore. I'm going to even take this safety checkpoint as well. And then jump before the spike ball. Spin dash jump over here because we don't need no monkey bars. And then hopefully on the platform. Nicely done, Ark. Spin dash hover over to this area. Cannon is waiting for us. And that's a very good Act 1 for us. So Act 2 here is a race against time. We are actually racing against the wind. Unfortunately, getting knocked up in the air like that is pretty bad for us. But hopefully we can still beat the wind. We have indeed. We do not need to worry. Let's see if we can get early cannon. Oh, this might be fun. Early cannon, maybe? Yes, early cannon. Fantastic. All right, Act 3. Let's see if we can get early capsule. While the gravity is changing, you can hit the capsule. But the question is, will we get it? Doing the jump, getting over here. Can he hit the capsule? Oh, nope, he can't. Unfortunately, I hit the capsule, but I didn't actually hit it enough. So we got to come and hit the button to recenter the gravity and then end the capsule that way. But a 132 with the button is fairly good. The other problem there is if you hit the capsule and you if you miss the capsule and try and get it on a rebound, you can soft lock the game. Sonic gets stuck floating in midair, and there's nothing you can do because you technically finished the level, but it can't start the end of level sequence because you're not on solid ground. So next up, we've got the Gamma character fight. Same idea as Knuckles. The only thing you have to worry about is making sure you don't get any phantom hits. And we are sorted. So now let's see if we can get the cutscene skip with Amy. Oh, did we get it? Yay! Did we? Woohoo! We got a cutscene skip. So if you get in that room quick enough, you can skip the cutscene with Amy, which is wonderful. And we're going to take advantage of our hitboxes with our spin dash. The little orbs from the spin dash. Where I paused it. I knew I was going to pause it. Again, just to iterate on what we said earlier, the spin light speed dash orbs have their own little hitbox. You can use them to hit buttons that you would otherwise be unable to reach. Now, here is the other reason we come and grab the crystal ring. The crystal ring allows you to charge up your light speed attacks a lot faster, and light speed attacks do 2 damage to Chaos instead of 1, meaning you only have to freeze them twice instead of 4 times. It saves a grand total of about 6 seconds for me, which is a great amount of time, to be honest. Oh, don't shake it. Don't shake it like a Polaroid picture. That's not good. So again, charge that up, and away we go. And that is Chaos 6, done in less than 30 seconds. I remember as a kid, this guy gave people a lot of problems. So now we are heading into Lost World. Lost World is one of these stages where it has a mixed view on the camera. We like to start the first section here in auto camera. That way the camera follows us down the RNG cave. Now, we call this the RNG cave because there are little pillars here that decide to pop in and out at will. Some of them pop out with fire, which is bad. Fire causes us to take damage, slows us down, and leaves us in trouble, which is not great for us. So what I've just done here is I've now switched to free camera in preparation for using my version of Snake Skip, where we take the level geometry, completely break it, hit the water rising switch, and grab the snake before it comes around for its rotation. Now don't blink here, because what we are going to do is just go through a door like it never existed. Why? Because we can. I'm just going to take this safe. That is known as pause phasing. Pause phasing, for whatever reason, if you pause at that specific door, you are able to go through it. I do not understand the specifics of it completely, but it is absolutely amazing. And that is a few precise spin dash jumps, allowing you to navigate the mirror room fairly quickly. Again, Lost World is one of the more mechanically heavy stages, but it is absolutely gorgeous to play. That is a life. I got 100 rings. Now for the fastest object in existence, the rubber banding rock. If I were to spin dash down here, it will come and kill me. It will come and get me. We want to be super careful that that doesn't happen. So we just make sure that we slow down slightly, as counterintuitive to a speedrun this is. And then we're going to do some spin dash jumps over, standing on some platforms, heading towards the end of the level, and finishing Lost World. Just like that. Steedward, this is on PC. This specific version is PC disc that I'm playing it on. Obviously, Sonic Adventure DX is out on many consoles, but this specific one is a PC download version that came out in, I believe it was 2003? Yes, it's not the Steam version. It is PC disc. It is the standalone disc that came out way back when. So now we're going for the hardest puzzle in the world, because as a kid, everybody got stuck here. It's really simple when you know what the answer is. So now we're on Final Egg, which is just a culmination of everything that you've done before. I'm in the right camera, but it's being funky. Interesting. Not going fast enough to get through those lasers, unfortunately, because I paused the game. So again, I'm going to just navigate our way through the level here. Going to make sure we get a nice spin dash jump off there. Jump off here. Again, taking my normal stages as normal for me. It's all normal. Normal is my favorite word. Getting ourselves through this one fairly quickly. Now for Act 2, we're going to turn around. We're going to manage to get up here, and we're going to spin dash out into the void. And then we're going to fall all the way to the bottom of the fish tank and get ourselves down here. What else we're going to do is we're going to try and pause at the right time. What that pause allows me to do is restart immediately instead of taking a death. It saves some real time. It does nothing for in-game time though. And then finally for Act 3 here, we jump over a kill plane, fall into the void once again, and then actually land right at the end of the level. Final Egg. The level design wraps on itself so many times that it allows for silly things like that. It's really good. It's a case of just knowing where you have to go. And finally, the last boss of the run, Egg Viper. We're going to go for some quick hits here if we can get them. Now, what we mean by quick hits here is that Eggman traditionally in this boss fight will pop his little head out and then try and cause you to homing attack on his tails before actually hitting him. We are going to try and spin dash jump and hit him before he moves back, allowing us to get a faster hit, finishing the game in a faster time. So again, what we do is we're just going to wait for him to fire his laser. And then I'm going to stay in position here. Wait for him to open. Spin. Oh, that was bad. Okay, so unfortunately, I am just going to take the hit. I'm not going to do anything fancy there. Because I hit the barrier, I'm now on the other end of the platform. But it's better than taking a death. You do not want to take a death on this. Deaths are so punishing on the final boss fight there. But that shows you exactly what I mean by him going out. So if I grab that, that is what a quick hit is supposed to look like. He doesn't get a chance to extend himself back, and you still get to hit him. Now, we only get to do that one more time, but he's probably going to change direction. Yeah, he's over here now. So that's fine. And then I'm going to get myself in position here and pray for a good jump. There we go. Sorted. So now he's going to start using the Beyblades, or the spinning tops, depending on how old you are. And we want to jump on the spinning tops. So he's going to come over this side. What we want is we want him to have the spinning tops out, and then we're just going to hit him and jump back. We're going to do this on the second last hit as well, but on the very last hit, we're going to wait, because once you hit him, you lose all control of Sonic until you hit the ground again. So if you hit him too early, you will just fall to your death. It's a very nasty trick, and I have to wonder if it was intentional on Sega's part. So again, final hit here. Going to just wait for them to come out. We're going to wait, and then wait till he's over the platform. Because now we have control of Sonic again. I'm going to stand at my little safe spot here, praying that he doesn't destroy this platform. I may actually just move for safety reasons. Yeah, I'm going to move for safety reasons. I'm a giant chicken. And that is time. That right there is Sonic Adventure DX.
Hey guy,
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty damn good. A 33:22. I don't know if that's a PB or not. I hope that's not a PB because that doesn't work. But we'll see. I will find out for that later. But that is Sonic Adventure. Yeah, that's all good. Sorted. So coming up next, as we said, is Sonic CD with Final Flame and Flying Fox. They are doing a Tails Any % race. Do stick around for that. We will get them set up momentarily for you guys. I'm going to have a quick look and just see if a certain thing is. Apologies for the voice coming out there. Unfortunately, the game itself does not allow us to have music while it's alt-tabbed. It's really, really annoying. But I'm going to stick on a little bit of music while I get these guys ready. So if you give me a second, I will go see if these guys are all ready, get them set up. Thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you in about a couple of minutes.
alongside Flying Fox.
Hello.
And you ready to do this?
I'll try.
All right. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Okay. So this is the remake of Sonic CD that came out in 2011. I believe we're both using the PC version.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to play as Tails, you have to beat the game as Sonic. So Tails has the same physics from Sonic 3, meaning that he can fly, he can swim. There's some pretty awesome tricks that's to do with swimming and flying that you'll see later on in the game. His spin dash physics are from Sonic 2 though.
Good old 24 to start things off.
Yeah, I got a 23. It's a high 23 though, so don't worry.
Yeah, so time is a bit weird in this game in that you won't see it on my stream, but you'll see it on hers going now, where the timer does not start at 0 at the end of each stage. There we go. Wanted to get that bounce first. It starts on whatever centiseconds you end the prior stage at. So if you ended on, say, 90 centiseconds, then you'll start the next stage at 90 instead of at 0. Oh, low 18 on this one, though.
I've got a high 18.
So we're pretty equal. For the first few stages, we'll be pretty equal. Afterwards, you'll probably see Flying Fox take off from me.
Apparently my video is delayed, so probably not.
You'll still see her take away from me.
Okay, so we're coming up to the first boss, which is really easy. What I'm going to do is get hit here, and then I'm going to use iframes to destroy the boss a lot quicker, because it's faster to hit him at the back.
Didn't get camera glitch.
No, I didn't get it either.
So there's a glitch there where after the boss, when the screen scrolls right, if you shoot over there and go down that tube very quickly, the camera does not keep up, and the camera will not lock on the capsule. It'll actually go past the capsule into where there's nothingness, and you'll just see Sonic or Tails just walking there against an invisible wall.
Right, so the next trick coming up here is called slope flying. I'm going to grab the speed shoes, and then I'm going to go use this slope here. What you want to do is find a slope that's got a spring near it. You want to do a one-tap spin dash, and then as soon as you pass the top of the slope, you want to tap the jump button so that Tails will start flying, and then hold right, and he'll just fly across the screen like that.
At the early stages, you'll see us doing a lot of flying over the levels, but once you get in the Tidal Tempest, you'll stop seeing that, and it'll be more about the platforming.
Yeah, it's not flying every act. It's not like that.
You can do a lot of flying if you want, but it's not going to be quick. Come on, fast flight. Yes.
I'm gonna go across the ceiling here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, I'm gonna do an extra bounce. Nope, made it.
Yeah, I made it too. Oh, okay. Right, some more slope flying there. Yeah.
So it's very specific where when we're on top of the world like that, do 8 taps of spin dashing, and it allows you to land on the enemy and then land before the ring box.
Yeah,
rather than doing extra bounces.
As you saw there, the ceiling doesn't extend all the way up, so we're able to fly up there and just walk along the ceiling like that.
That does not exist in every level, as you'll see in TT1. First, we have the pinball machine.
Alright.
Y'all like pinball? I sure hope you do.
Alright, good luck with the RNG.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So this boss, doesn't matter how good you are, RNG can just troll you here. And one hit from Robotnik's balls and it's game over. Oh, gosh. That's not good for me.
Actually the RNG was nice to me. It bounced me up. That's nice.
I didn't have terrible, but I just did the same mistake I've been doing in practice and I don't know what it is. I had a 21.
Okay, 16.
For a marathon, I'll be happy with that. That is a stage that casually, especially a Sonic, you will probably struggle in, and it will more than likely take you a few minutes. So if you play this game and struggle, it's fine, it's normal.
Right, so, who's going to get Nope Slope?
God. Both of us. So, well, first glitch of the run.
And I didn't get it. Right, I'll explain what Nope Slope is. Apparently only Tails can get it. Well, actually no, apparently Sonic can get it as well, but it only happens when you spin dash up the slope. Oh god. So... yeah, I'm not sure what causes it. I've been doing a lot of testing on it and I just can't seem to...
Subpixel. That's about it. So, no Nope Slope for either of us. You're not supposed to be able to get on top of the world there, and if you fly up there, you're going to hit an invisible wall. So you have to jump off that slope and use a super bounce off the enemy to make it up there. Because for some reason, it just doesn't stop you up there if you're bouncing.
Okay, so this is the only time you're going to see time travel. And the reason we do this is to get rid of 2 objects that are the global timer based, so we do that just to get rid of them.
So, in terms of a marathon setting, time traveling is slower, just because it takes a couple extra seconds of time travel. But for timing purposes, we usually use in-game time. And when you're time traveling, the in-game timer does not increment. And if you do the entire stage correctly, you'll actually save 3 to 4 seconds with 2 time travels. Let's get a good future. Hey, I got a good future. Like, so you might have just seen on my stream where I went into the robot generator. Getting those in all of the zone 1s and 2s. Oh, that was a weird flying glitch. If you get that in every Act 1 and 2, or Zone 1 and 2, whatever you prefer to call them, you make what's called a good future. And in Act 3, the boss act, you would actually see a change in the level design and change in music and all that. And it's one of the categories of this game. It's pretty fun to run. Difficult if you don't know what you're doing.
Right, so we have a silly boss strat coming up here. Right, I'm going to grab the invincibility box, and then I'm just going to get into position, which is stand underneath him and wait for the audio cue, which is the bubbles to stop spawning.
Now you're slowly
I'll swim up.
pulling away from me.
And that's it, done.
Yeah, this boss of Sonic is a bit of a pain, but there is a quick kill strat that's kind of difficult to pull off that requires just precise jumps, so that you only have to do 1 cycle of that boss. It's pretty awesome when it works. Okay, next up, Quartz Quadrant. This is kind of the laid-back portion of the run. It's the middle 3. Things can go wrong, but overall it's pretty simple. It's nice and relaxing compared to the monstrosity that's ahead in Wacky Workbench. Which I will explain more later. Almost a fantastic QQ1. I'll take the 25.
Yeah, I find QQ1 and QQ2 pretty relaxing for in the middle of a run.
Yeah. QQ2, the biggest thing here is... I don't know, there's a couple of things that can go wrong. At the beginning, don't time travel. And certainly don't hit that string.
Right, so what you want to do there is button mash and you start flying out of the tube. I think it saves about, I want to say 2 to 4 seconds as Tails.
Oh man, my QQ2 went all sorts of wrong. I got an RTA 30. Sorry. Not trying. So, me getting a 30 and Flyingfox getting whatever she got means I actually caught up a bit there, just because of the way the score bonus works at the end of the stage.
Dirty strats.
And by the way, thank you everybody for not donating for US soundtrack because that would have made the run even longer in RTA.
Yeah, it's about 40 seconds, I believe.
Alright, time for the treadmill, and I'm going to try and do this and explain what's coming up best I can. So coming up next is Wacky Workbench. 1, 2, and 3, they all suck. Wacky 1's probably the most difficult between 1 and 2 of the regular stages. Wacky Workbench has a bouncy floor that runs in a cycle, so it's not always active. You have like 3 different types of platforms that run on cycles. And yeah, you just need to be really lucky and hope to hit the right cycle when you're going through the level. There's a couple different ways we can do it, but one small mistake and you can get thrown to the top of the level and lose a ton of time. So we're probably going to be focusing a lot during it.
Yeah, I'm about to go into WW1, so I'm going to concentrate.
Same. I'm still a bit behind. So bear with us for like 40 seconds here. Ooh, that stunk.
Okay. That'll do, I guess.
Oh, I made a mistake, but I might be alright. Yeah, okay. I'll be happy with a 34 there.
I've got a 35.
I should have waited a cycle, but I decided to try and rush it, and it almost cost me. So Wacky 2 is a bit simpler, though I always find a way to mess it up in glorious fashion. Same thing, but different. I'm gonna take this zip line at the beginning, and go from there. Why did I not spin dash? Oh no. Oh no! Same thing as in practice, where I didn't get the flight.
Okay, so I'm about to go into into Wacky Workbench 3, where there's a really difficult trick coming up. So I'm going to be quiet, and I will explain. I'll try my best to explain it once I finished it.
43 Wacky 2. That was for you, Argick. I did the same mistake I did in practice. Missed the first cycle.
Right, so I'll wait till you finish. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so this trick here saves about 20 seconds.
Oh, Tails, please.
So it's really difficult. It's all about getting fast fly 6 times in a row, which is not easy. You need to fly in the right position and the right height as well, so that the platform will spawn underneath you and you can land on it and just fly up like that. It's incredibly difficult to do.
How did you do on Wacky 3 time-wise?
I think I've got a 53.
107. I didn't skip any of them.
I got a 2 cycle.
Nice. So yeah, that is definitely the hardest boss in this run. The Sonic it's easy. The hardest part is just getting to the rune, because obviously he doesn't have fast flight. Oh, I haven't done that in a while. Alright. Stardust Speedway 1 and 2 are pretty simple. Stardust 1, we're just going through the top of the level. Stardust 2, the bottom.
Ooh. That was neat. can't remember the last time I ever got a 22 on Stardust Speedway 2.
Man, and I just finished SS1. I actually just started SS2. Oh, that was good. Alright, I'm happy with my SS2. May not be a 22, 24. So Stardust 3 is something a lot of people might be familiar with, the race against Metal Sonic. It's essentially an auto-scroller. Metal Sonic himself, he rubber bands worse than Mario Kart 64. But while you are racing him to the end, you're also racing Robotnik. And Robotnik moves at a set speed, and the zone will not end until he gets there. Doesn't matter how quick you get to the end. So, even though it's a race against Metal Sonic, you don't need to go lightning speed to beat him, as long as you stay ahead of Robotnik. Upcoming donation incentive for Super Mario 3D Land. Get Zelda-themed Star Medal. Ooh. $40 to go to meet that donation incentive. Get to it.
Alright, I finished the race.
Okay. Yeah, I went silent when I realized, wait a second, this is where I killed you last time.
Yeah.
So, for this race, Metal Sonic has two abilities he does. If he's in front of you when he hits a trigger to do an ability, he will kind of shock himself and slow down, hoping that you'll run into him. Okay, didn't want to mess it up. If he is behind you, he will do what you just saw there, depending on when the audio came through, which is kind of a dash in an attempt to catch up and take you out from behind. And now I have to wait for Robotnik. There he is. Can't get the swag jump for the life of me.
Right.
You should be finishing MM1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, Metallic Madness 1 and 2 are pretty simple. Metallic Madness 2, it's about just getting a wrong stage. Crud. I just screwed up MM1 forgetting which stage I was in. That's a new one. And this is why I don't do commentary during runs.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, MM1 is a lot of platforming. MM2 is just a matter of get to the top of the stage and then go fast.
Right, so as you can see, I'm just running across the ceiling. Just, yeah.
God, Tails, why are you flying there? Yeah, that was a horrible MM1 for me.
There we go, and just run across the ceiling again, and you just finish the act on top of the ceiling.
Yep, you don't need to hit the signpost, you can be far above it and still hit it. And then time for the finale for you.
Oh boy, yeah. Now the question is, will I get double hit?
Yeah, do you want to explain that one?
I will do when I get there.
Okay.
Ugh. I'm just trying to make sure I don't die over the pit. Which I know is silly, because those Tails, you can just fly over it, but still, you gotta watch your flying.
Even though Sonic, now that I've watched some of the speedrunners that play Sonic do that pit area, I find it really simple, the Sonic. I know the tricks to save myself if I start to fall. But during a casual playthrough, that can easily game over you. And I'm having MM3 now.
Yep, got double hit. So what you need to do is to get into the right position and then just time your hits. And you'll get double hit. Now, it's a lot harder to do as Tails because he has a smaller jump height. So this is why Sonic is a lot easier.
And I do want to say, before the boss room, you saw those little, like, fireflies. Those guys are harder than the boss if you don't have invincibility.
Okay, it's almost time.
Seriously.
Time.
1935.
Oh,
Not bad.
I haven't had that in a while.
Now, I'm going for double hit now. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, it's very hard to get that as Tails.
Yeah, he has a much smaller jump height than Sonic. So it's all about timing your jumps, right?
I love when I watch the GDQ run from 2013. They talk about how Tails cannot get that double hit. And every time I hear that, I just think, are you sure about that? Alright, so I got one more hit to get. And then it will be time for me as well. Honestly, I think I'll be pretty happy with this time. I don't know what the in-game time will be. 2, 3, and 2027 for me. Nice. I'm pretty happy with that one.
Yay, we did it.
So I was within a minute of you. That was my goal. Flying Fox is the world record holder. My time in-game time is, or my PB is about 70 seconds slower. So that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to be running this at SUGQ as well.
Yeah, you might want to bring that up.
Yeah.
And I believe it was accepted as Tails 90%, but there's a donation incentive there to swap that over to Tails All Good Futures, which is a fun run to watch.
Yeah, so I've got to practice for both.
Indeed. Well, awesome. Glad we got to do this race. That was pretty fun. I'm happy.
Yep.
So, GG, thank you for hosting us and all the work. To everybody, keep donating. I'd tell you what's up next, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, right.
Let me pull up the schedule link. Let's see. Next is Super Mario 3D Land with that donation incentive to get that Zelda coin, or Zelda medal, my apologies. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so
we are done here.
Yeah, so thank you for the race.